All right, we are live. Just gonna wait a few moments, make sure that the audio is working. As you can tell, I am in a different part of the world right now. So if you guys can hear me, throw something up in the chat. Let's see if the audio is working. Let's see.
All right, we are.
Sounds like the audio is working. Awesome. Perfect. Well, let's dive in. Let's talk about some stuff. So, real quick, I wanted to let you guys know that things are going to be crazy over the next couple of days. There's going to be some shift in the time that I do these, but I am going to be doing them every day. And just keep your eyes out in the announcements channel. I'll usually give about 30 minutes to an hour notice. Sometimes it might be as low as like 15 like this last time, but I'm going to be doing these once a day. I'm still going to be sharing this information with you guys, still going to be showing you things that I think will be helpful, things that I think will help you as you seek to apply the concepts inside of the boot camp and inside of the legions, the things that you're learning, the things that you're doing, so that you can progress faster, so that you can learn this material, you can acquire these skills, you can structure your time and your day in a way that allows you to progress rapidly, land that client, earn that first money, and begin your career. I say career, I don't mean a job, I don't mean a suit and tie thing. I mean your personal campaign of victory through the world as you land your first few clients, as you help them make money, as you land bigger and better clients. That sort of career, that campaign of victory will be significantly enhanced as you attend these calls, as you take the time to listen to the ideas, to the mindset, to the perspectives I share on these calls and apply them to your work. That's why I do these. They're fun for me. I enjoy the opportunity to give back and to help and to talk with you. I also enjoy the opportunity to hear from you. So I'm going to ask some questions throughout this call. I'm going to pause and read some of the answers every so often, but gotta love the wildlife. However, the questions I ask are going to help you define and enhance the work that you're doing, define what you're seeking for in life. Now, the teaser I did for this video is that we're going to be talking about the power of specificity, how to use it on yourself and how to use it on others. Now, if you've been in the campus anytime, if you've attended any of the live calls where I've reviewed copy or read any of the reviews that I've ever done when it comes to copy, you'll see that I often say this isn't specific enough. When I'm looking at outreach, I say, hey, this dream outcome that you're promising them, it's not specific enough. And I want to talk about the why behind that, the real reason why specificity is so powerful and how to bring it to bear in your own life. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to present you a scenario. Now, let's imagine that you're sitting there and Warren Buffett rolls up, let's say. Good old Warren Buffett, old, wrinkly old billionaire investor. And he says, son, I'm going to buy you a nice car. You'd be excited. You'd be like, oh, cool, awesome. This crazy old guy's buying me a car. But if he said to you instead, he's like, my friend, I'm going to be buying you a Lamborghini Huracan. And it's all black, matte black, with gold accents. Which of the two scenarios would you get more excited in? Like he would tell you this thing. Which of those would pique your interest more? Just which one? Nice car or the specific one where he described a specific car? I'm gonna wait. I'm curious to see what you guys say. Which of those triggers more excitement for you? Toyota Supra? Yeah, definitely. That's the one. That's the one that makes everyone excited. So wait a few minutes, see the chat. Lambo, hands down, right? Option number 2. Specificity is equal to reality. Now, when most people are communicating, they do so in a very vague way. They say things in a very general way, in a non-specific way, because it's easier. It's easier. Your brain doesn't have to work as hard to come up with those general words as it does to come up with specific descriptions of something. It requires defined thought to create specificity. You can't create specificity off the fly. You have to invest brain calories to create specificity for yourself. But it's almost always worth it. It's almost always worth it to create specificity when you are working with yourself and when you are working with your clients and when you are working with their readers. Specificity makes the brain, it triggers more desire. It triggers more emotion, right? You can use this on two different sides. You can do this on two different, on both sides of the spectrum. You can say, hey, people are after me. Or you can say, hey, there's 3 tall Chinese guys with neck tattoos that are after me. Which are the two different scenarios? One triggers a heightened emotion and the other triggers like less emotion. You can do it the same way we did with the Lambo, right? Hey, nice car, Lambo Huracan, right? it completely changes the situation, right? It changes how the mind responds. I say it feels more real, and that's the best way I can think to describe it, is when you speak specifically, the human brain then can believe it. It can create it, and it goes from being something cloudy to something that's sharp, something that's distant to something that's close by, something that doesn't feel real to something that feels very, very real. Specificity is power. Now, I'm going to ask you a question that I'd like you to ask yourself. What would you like to get out of this program in the next 3 months? Now, some of you might have an answer, right? And you might have but I'm guessing that most of you have a very generic answer. But I'd like you to take some time today, either right now or later. If you have a good answer, throw it here in the chat. But what specifically do you want your life to look like 3 months from now, as you go through the program, as you finish the boot camp, as you work inside the campus, as you work inside of your Legion? What do you want it to look like? Now, the more specific you can get with your answer, the better. And the funny thing is, most likely, even if things go wildly well, your life will look different in 3 months now than what you say. Well, maybe it'll be exactly the same, but chances are it'll still be better. It might even be better than what you set as your specific goal for 3 months from now, as your specific desire for what you want to achieve. But that's not important. Whether or not you achieve this exact set of specific dream state that you would have for yourself in 3 months from now isn't important. What's important is that the power that the specificity will trigger inside of you. If you have a specific outcome that you want to achieve as you go through this program, what will happen is that will trigger a heightened amount of motivation, a heightened amount of direction for yourself. You'll know what you need to do to then achieve that goal. And that's going to help you push forward way faster than if you say, "No, I want to make more money," or "I'd like to land a client someday." There's something wild that happens when you create a specific outcome that you're seeking and allow yourself to push forward. It changes the way you go through it. If you just say, "Oh, I'm going to go through the program and see what happens," you're going to get a result, but you'll get a significantly higher result if you have a specific desire, even if it's not quite that good, or perhaps it'll be better. It doesn't really matter where you end up. It's just the process of setting a specific desire triggers things that help you progress way faster than if you leave it open-ended, if you leave it vague, right? So I'd like you all to do that, right? I'm reading some of the stuff that you guys are putting in the chat right now. Yeah, and you have some ideas. I encourage you to take some time, invest a few minutes. You don't have to invest a lot of time, just 3 minutes today to get specific about what you want your life to be like in 3 months. Be fairly realistic. You want it to be believable. You want the thing that you feed yourself, the image you feed yourself in your mind, to be something that's believable. You can't say, "I want to be richer than Mark Cuban and being on a yacht inside of Croatia." You can't really go too far, right? Because the brain doesn't think that's believable. And you can't go too small. You don't want to be like, "Well, I want to send an extra 100 emails." You want to have something that's just ambitious enough that you can see it happening in 3 months, but still triggers a significant amount of believability. It needs to feel real in the brain. Now, if you do this process, what's going to happen is you're going to understand exactly how you need to start communicating with your prospects, exactly how you need to start communicating during the sales call. You're going to understand exactly how you need to start writing and describing dream outcomes for your readers. This is a good process for you to go through. The more you learn to use copywriting on yourself, the better you'll be able to then turn around and use it on others, whether that's during the sales process or during your actual copywriting fulfillment work. So I want you guys to take some time to do this. I'm going to post a link to this inside of the mindset channel so everyone can do that. And I want you guys to share your answers there. And you'll find that as you share what you want your life to look like in 3 months from now, and you read what other people do, that it sparks a certain level of energy. It's going to help you somehow find new and creative ways to push forward to things that you might not have just fallen into, right? There's a certain level of taking control that happens when you get specific about what you want and specific about what you're going to do to get it. So start paying attention to your language, pay attention to when you speak generally or vaguely, and start moving towards a more specific form of communication. And you'll notice that your impact will be greater on the people that you talk to, write to, and work with. And you'll notice that the language that you use to yourself will tighten up, and you'll get more out of your life, and your words will actually have more power inside of your own mind. So take this information, start applying it, start learning how to become more specific instead of the vague, base, We'll see what happens. Specificity allows you to take control of your life, allows you to take control of outcomes. So use this information, go through this little mindset exercise that I've laid out for you, and start using this. I'm curious to see what you guys are going to be saying. I'll be hopping in and checking the mindset channel today as you guys start posting your answers up, as you guys start working through this process. I'm excited to see what you say. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. And it might just trigger some ideas for me. It might trigger some new ideas for new specific resources I can bring to help you guys achieve that goal. So that being said, we're going to wrap the call up now. I will talk with you guys again tomorrow, probably roughly within 24 hours from now, and we will get this dialed in. I'm excited to see what you guys do with this. It's been a good call. I will talk with you guys again tomorrow.